Okay, we ready?
Well, good morning. I hope you're doing well. We are back in Valheim, and Gus and I have been quite busy working on a few minor base upgrades, like this shed that he built for the wood, the stone, and the resin, which we have so much of right now. Well, maybe not the wood. But we've also been smelting iron. So much iron. And of course, I have made a couple of adjustments in here, including adding a cute little spot for candles. Adds a little extra light here at night. Very nice. However, I had a feeling that I knew what Gus wanted to do next. So, being the good little mage I am, I got to work, making a few new potions in preparation for it. And sure enough, I was right. Gus had found a nice bit of mountain he was eager to explore. Of course, getting up the side of it was proving a challenge for me, as I don't have nearly the stamina he does. I wasn't going to let that minor detail stop me, especially when Gus needed my help. We'd barely stepped foot into this mountain, and already he was being greeted by the residents. In this case, one very pissed off drake, valiantly attempting to protect her nest. This was a chance to try out my newest Thursday weapon, a blood magic weapon designed to summon a miniature Serding, a Helling. I wasn't expecting him to be so tiny. I wondered how well he'd handled the climb. Surely better than me? At least I hope so. Well, this used to be a pretty impressive tower once. I feel like I should study the layout of it and see if we can't replicate some of it for our big base. Gus wanted to continue as quickly as possible, but I insisted we should put down a portal, just in case. Of course, he obliged. That is after we dealt with the drake that didn't want us there under any circumstances. Good little helling helping us out with the fight. Gus says they make a good decoy at least. Skier, huh? Oh, I can pet him. Okay, I wasn't expecting that, but cute. Sorry, Skier, you can't come through the portal with me, but I'll resummon you very soon. After dropping a few things off at base, we headed back to continue exploring. Right off, I had to resummon my helling. This one is Tyr. I guess Skier is taking a well-deserved break. Getting up this patch was proving a lot more challenging to my limited stamina than the first part. Curse that mages are so weak. However, we're clever too, and I started to figure out my way around. However, not without a few mobs coming to greet me. Turns out my staff was the perfect thing to deal with pesky golems. Blunt damage was going to be a great lifesaver in this biome. And I was getting a lot of jumping practice too. Arksy, huh? Well, that's a unique name. While I was watching my footing, Gus was mining obsidian. and attracting lots of company, including a drake and a finning mage. I wasn't letting that get too close to me. Looks like he does some big cold damage. This little hut was probably not the best home up here. And oh, hi again, Scare. Back from your break? Come on, Scare, we need to keep going. Gus found a nest. And that tower looks like a good place for a portal. At least it's got most of its walls, unlike the first one. But of course, getting up there was half the challenge. I'd just have to pace myself better and hope the next foods I could make would give me just a little more stamina and eater. While I was climbing up, I noticed a bear in the mountains. Polar bear, maybe? I didn't know, and I wasn't going down to introduce myself to it. Bears are one of the best mobs Thursday has introduced to the game. Very tough. At last we made it to the tower. It was rough, but it had walls. And a rune? Motor? The altar is here, and so close. While Gus fixed up the tower, I watched the blizzard raging outside. It was almost peaceful now that the tower was warm. But, of course, there was no time for sightseeing. We had to get back to base to sleep. Daylight and time to head out to find Modar's shrine. Since it was close, we wanted to see it. And it was definitely close. With another tower, too. And drakes. But the tower was interesting, hanging right off the side of the mountain. Now, that one is worth studying. Gus had mentioned wanting a cliffside base. And I had to go check the view for myself. Very impressive. We decided not to put a pearl in it, though, since we had one so close. Gus's mining woke up another golem. Well, that should be easy enough, right? Out. Insta-kill. Well, that painful memory aside, Gus and I really enjoyed our trek into the freezing cold of the mountain. It's a very unforgiving spot and very steep, but we found so many interesting ruins and the boss altar. Oh, and Gus uncovered silver too. I know we'll be back there to continue our exploration in the future. I wonder what other sort of mobs Thursday added to the mountain. We've only seen 2 of them so far, but knowing these mods, there are more. For now, I need to get back to work. I've got onions to grow, blood bags to gather, potions to make, and new recipes to study at my mage's table. What other adventures will Gus and I have next time? We'll see. Until then, bye for now.